Hey, what's up, world? It's your boy G Shrimp, everybody, Faye Baby Daddy, the voice of the street, man. And today we gonna be in Texas with it, y'all. We gonna be kind of all over Texas with it, y'all. So hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel, man. We on the road to 25,000 subscribers, y'all. Help me get there. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe. Now check this out. We go be in a grammar school and all over Texas, like I said, y'all. And we dealing with young children. And it seems like it's an all-girl roster today. Now, I know parents, you want to teach your kids how to defend themselves. You don't want them to be no punk. You know, you trying to tell them, don't let nobody hit you and things like that. Okay, that's cool. But when you give these kids weapons, y'all, it make it bad because they might use that weapon. And if they use that weapon, they end up going to jail. And it don't matter, especially when you young. When you at a young age, you still commit the murder, you still can go to jail. And don't let them find out you had that weapon and you brought it to school. It's premeditated, especially if y'all had an altercation the day before, and then the next day you come, y'all get into it and you hurt that student. That's what seemed like happened in this case, y'all. We're talking about a 14-year-old girl. Her name is actually Serenity Baker, y'all. She's a 14-year-old grammar school student. She goes to school, y'all, and get into it with another student. Now, they released the victim name, but when you're that young and you're a defendant, they can't release your name. So they haven't released the name of the defendant. You know, this happened in Killeen, Texas. Killeen, whichever one, however you pronounce it, I'm not down there. But these two grammar school girls got to fighting. They both 14 years old. Would you believe one of them pulled out a knife and she stabbed the girl? Stabbed the other girl, I don't know how many times, and she must have stabbed in a pretty good place. They takes the girl to the hospital, and you know they counseling, talking, trying to see what's up. Then they get a call. Bam, the girl just died. Now it goes from having two victims or just two people in the altercation to this woman is a suspect now. She was arrested and she's took to jail. You know, and I'm like, damn, she had a knife. And she used it, y'all. You know, sometimes parents, y'all be so tough on the kids, trying to make them tough, that you ain't trying to teach them how to be a thinker. Sometimes you might have to think your way out of a situation. You don't want to always have to fight it out. Sometimes you can just say, forget this person. You know, forget this person. You know, my mother was like that, y'all. She was gangster to the core. You should have bust that motherfucker head. Don't do this. You should have did that. Kick his ass. He touched your hand. Do this. You know, my mother was on it. And I listened to her all my years when I was younger because I was getting away with everything. I can beat a motherfucker up at school, do this, do that, have shootouts. She didn't care. She was on my side all the time. Then I started getting older. I realized how reckless my mom was. You know, I got my toughness from my mother, but my intelligence came from my dad. I remember one day I walked in the room and I said, damn, Ma, you know they didn't have my check at the job today. She said, you should have got to a bed and bust his motherfucking head. And my dad like, boy, no, don't you listen to her, man. He said, you better not hit your supervisor upside the head with no bat. You ain't gonna have no damn job. You know, and I started laughing. I'm like, no, I wasn't gonna do that. I just was telling y'all that. He like, hell, don't be listening to her. She gonna have your ass in jail, boy. And I'm like, yeah, you right. The older I got, the more I start dialing my gangster down, the more I start saying, yeah, I ain't listen to mom, because mom don't give a fuck if I kill a motherfucker or not. You know, I had went home one time, had an altercation, the one I told y'all I had at the restaurant. 6 motherfuckers got shot. My brother like, you can't pray him out of this, Mom. They say 6 people got shot. His ass going to jail this time. You know what my mama say? Well, if 6 motherfuckers got shot last night, then 6 motherfuckers needed to been shot. And she was dead serious. I'm like, wow. I start down it down. Sometimes you gotta think your way out of a situation. You feel me? Kids, man, I know you're young and you're wild and you just don't want to take no shit. But sometimes when you winning the fight or you coming out on top, you don't have to attack so aggressive. Sometimes if you beat somebody up, bing, 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 and they on the ground and they just, you can, alright, I'm through, man. You better not fuck with me no more. Let them be. Sometimes when you go the extra mile, you make a case. You know, you make a case. Ain't no telling when you stab that woman. Let's say if you stab that girl and the fight lasted 15 minutes. You might have stabbed her on the first couple of minutes. Now that means you had her fighting you while she was leaking for 15 minutes. She damn near lost too much blood. You might have was trying to break him up and you had her hair and shit and, you know. Man, I hope that ain't what's happening because I hope they got a camera that they can see what happened. Now, if this girl was bigger than you and something like that, okay, cool. If she was a bully or something, I could see that a little bit too, but it's still somebody lost their life. You gotta remember that. Somebody lost their life, so they ain't gonna be on your side. Even if this girl was a bully, you killed the bully, you got to go to jail for it. You feel me? Now, let's move on to the next story. I gotta take my shades off for this one because I got to read a little bit on this one, y'all. We talking about a 4-year-old girl. Would you believe this? It said, trying to baptize them. A woman drowns a 4-year-old in a woman drowns a 4-year-old in the front of her. A woman drowns a 4-year-old in front of her siblings, then threatened them with hell if she tells the truth, said the police. So this woman had the kids in there, y'all, and she's trying to baptize one of them. The little girl is 4 years old. She tried to baptize her, but the little girl probably was bad. I don't know why she was holding the little girl under, or even if she just tried to she tried to dump her in the water. Listen to me. She tried to baptize her white. The little girl, she 4. When she put on the woman, help! She don't know. She underwater. Help! She hollering. The little girl was hollering. So when she went under the water, all the water went in her mouth because she don't know to hold her breath and, you know what I mean, not talk. She was still trying to scream. And that little girl took all that water in. Now, baptism go like this, y'all. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. One dump, you supposed to be back up. Guess what she baptizing this little girl at, y'all? In the goddamn bathtub. In the bathtub. And you might say, damn, these shrimp, it should be safer. The bathtub got less water and it's smaller. Yeah, okay, that's true, but the little girl don't know. I guarantee you she didn't tell that little girl to hold your breath. She probably just said, yo little bad ass, you finna get baptized. I'm finna baptize your little ass. I'm finna baptize, and took her and the little girl was hollering and this woman, y'all better not tell the police nothing. She threatened the police. And she was keeping the little girls for her cousin. Would you believe that? Can you imagine taking your kids to a family member that you basically trust? You just know this person ain't gonna do nothing to harm my child. And you call back or you get there and your baby dead. That's got to be a terrible feeling, y'all. I'm talking about terrible. You know, I had a friend, y'all, got out of jail, and he OD'd. He had been gone 10 fucking years. 10 years. He snorted heroin. He come home, me and him have a conversation. He like, yeah, man, I'm going to come over there and kick it with you, man. Yeah, I'm going to grab me a little bump before I come over there. I say, bruh, you can't snort that shit like you used to, man. They got that bullshit out here now, bro. You don't want to grab nothing and fuck around and get none of that fentanyl. Oh, yeah, I'm cool. I'm going to see my man. I'm like, oh, well, okay. That's your habit. Do what you want to do. Me and him knew each other. He actually used to be one of my customers. But also how we knew each other, we had hit a few moves together. He was a stick-up man. So he needed a driver every now and then. And we, and plus I used to tell him even back then, hey, bro, you can't stick up a motherfucker every day. You got to give it a break, man. I say every day ain't going to be no smooth getaway. Plus the nigga was 6'8", y'all. You hear me? I'm going to say that again. The nigga was 6'8". So a couple times I assisted him. One day he wanted to go. I'm like, no, bro. I done took you like 3 days in the episode, Joe. I ain't finna do that. I said, hey, bro, let me tell you something. He like, what's up? I said, if you get popped for one of them, they go give you them other motherfuckers too, because that's your MO. And it ain't too many motherfuckers 6 feet running around here robbing people, nigga. You too tall, nigga. You 6'8". Oh, man, I'm good, man. So I'm telling you, because I always think about shit, y'all. I told him, I said, if you get caught, they gonna get you all on. The particular day I did not go. He went on his own. He ain't even got no ride, y'all. See, that was the drug addiction making him say, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. That was the addict in him. He went, hit him a lick, gets the money, walk out, but he ain't got no getaway drive out there now. He walks out there, try to pimp it off, and went stand on the bus stop. The call come in, the restaurant stuck up suspect, got on all black, and he's 6'8". You know what I mean? So the police coming, woo, they coming to the place. Back up. Hey, man, come here. This nigga 6'8". He said, that nigga look like he about 6 feet tall on the bus stop. They rolled down on him, man, y'all, and he was the one. I didn't see that man for 10 fucking years. Then when he came home, he stopped out west, did what he did, came to my house. We sit there, talk for a few minutes. We couldn't even hardly finish the conversation. He was going out. He talking to somebody on the phone. Some niggas in jail happened to call him. He talking to them, and then I said, let me get this phone, because this nigga, I didn't want them to know he was high already. I said, hello? He like, man, that nigga don't even sound like himself. But I missed that, y'all, trying to distract them, y'all. I talked to him for a minute, and then I hung up. I'm like, hey, nigga, yeah, your ass nodding already, man. I told you, boy, you better be careful. I'm cool. That's what he said, I'm cool. The man sit there, y'all, and died. I'm sitting right next to him. I nod off and go to sleep. The next morning I wake up. I'm like, hey, nigga, your ass ain't said nothing since you been here. You been this. Hey. I'm like, oh, Lord, I know you lying. I know this nigga ain't done died on my fucking couch, y'all. Yes, that nigga was dead, y'all. He was cold. His arm had stiffed up. I'm like, God damn. I called the paramedics. They come and check him out and all that. I told him, man, he had some heroin, because that's his, so the coroner and everybody come, the police, they all pretty cool, because they know the deal. They say back in the day when you're OD, you used to have to use too much drugs. Nowadays, just one bag of the wrong shit, a small amount. So I'm being honest because I need them to know what's going on. So when the guy comes to put him in the bag, zip him up and everything, and the other doctor, he's sitting there, I said, yeah, man, he OD'd. He said, nah, he didn't OD, man. I'm like, yeah, well, he had that. He said, no, he didn't OD. He said he had a heart attack. I said, a heart attack? He said, yeah. He said, now the drugs didn't help, but that ain't what killed him. He ultimately had a heart attack brought on by the drugs, because y'all need to remember, when you go to jail and come home, your body is too clean. You can't pick up where you left off at. You cannot pick up where you left off at. If you used to do 5 bags a day, you can't come home doing 5 bags a day. You've been gone too long. You got to cut that shit in half and tiptoe your way to whatever you're doing. If you've been gone 10 years, you really shouldn't come home and do shit. But some people, they just come home and get back to it, y'all. That's just what it is, man. Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel, man. We're on the road to 25,000 subscribers, y'all. Help me get there, man. I need y'all to put some in that cash out, man. We still got the challenge going on. We trying to get the G-Shrimp his license back. We got the $5 challenge, Put some in that cash out. My man started the first $5, man. The first $5. It's something else I wanted to show y'all. Oh, well, I don't even need to show y'all this. Let me just explain this to you. Some of you young peoples, stop trying to show the world what you doing. If you making money selling drugs, that ain't nobody business but you and your customers. That's it. These guys be going live in the fucking trap house. This other guy, they just caught him in the trap house. He was live. He putting pounds on his head. He rolling up. He got his lean. He got everything. He just talking this shit. I get money from the day in the morning. When I wake up, I'm doing this, the other. He just talking this shit, feeling good. He got him a pint of lean, 2 pints. Got 4 pounds. He just roll. He trying to show people he rolling up out the pound, boy. He just, yeah. Took 1 pound, put it on his head, just dance. He doing the most crookedest shit, all while he on live, y'all. Now let me tell you about these motherfucking snitches nowadays. They have whoever they cooperate with, the police and all. They don't have to tell on you by coming to buy a bag or none of that. Nowadays, when you on live, all they have to do is, bam, share your live feed with whoever they police handler is. And the police is watching your video live. They watching it. This motherfucker I'm talking about, he is live, y'all. You hear me? Doing his thing. When the police got there, you could tell they was watching the fucking live, how mad they was when they get, put your fucking hands up. Get your ass down, motherfucker. Get your ass down. They was mad. Normally, they don't be aggressive like that. They're aggressive, but they don't be swearing and shit. Let me see your ass. Get on the ground, all that. That's normal. But the way they were, get your ass on the ground, you motherfucker. Goofy mother. Get your goofy ass over here. Back up. Walk back to me. Put your hands, they just doing the most on them. I'm like, look, camera steady rolling. Listen, you need to have the cameras pointed outside, asshole, not in the house. Ain't nobody told you? You don't need to watch yourself on TV and read the comments, what everybody's saying. See, that means you got low self-esteem. You want people to see what you doing, like you really getting it. Who you gonna trust you buying shit on the internet, man? Yeah, you might got a few assholes that might come legitimately and buy something, but I'm pretty sure the people who come fuck with you either go rob your ass or listen. They still tell on you. And if your trap that slow where you got to get customers off the internet, you got to solicit customers off the internet, then you don't need to be hustling, bro. For real. They came and took his ass to jail, y'all. Turned his good day into a bad day. And they ransacking the house, throwing shit around. Then they finally walked over to the camera, put it in his pocket. Didn't turn it on. He just took it, put it in his pocket. You could still hear the whole raid. You could still hear the whole thing. And there's some other shit. They say Remy Martin loses it. Remy Martin loses it after Easy, the block captain, cheat on her. Well, Remy, I don't feel sorry for you. Remy, because listen, you cheated first. You shitted on Papoose like it wasn't nothing. And now he moved on, got him another little lady. Now, Easy wasn't ready to just stay in that spot. He a young boy. He knocked you off. He look at you like your accomplishment. You know, I fucked you. Maybe the pussy ain't good. He ain't still there. He like, alright, fuck you. But he got other hoes he can fuck. And the fact he's still fucking them made her mad. You think, Remy, he was going to try to move in Papoose shoes and be your husband and be a faithful man? No. No. When you fucked that nigga, it's supposed to have been so much of a secret, you wouldn't remember that nigga. You shouldn't have remembered that nigga. That's how much of a secret it should have been. You out at the motherfucking restaurant with this nigga. She was with this nigga on Christmas, y'all. Little raggedy ass Christmas tree. She at his house chilling. The motherfucker got a tree up, ain't got no presents under the motherfucker. The present he got was you. And whatever you gave him some Christmas, I'm pretty sure you and your person handed it to him and he spread it out. Yeah, he wasn't doing all that, but I know, Remy, you getting older. You know what I mean? I know you getting older. You a cougar, Remy. You are a cougar now. Maybe Papoose wasn't getting it up like he used to. You know, he ain't betting like he used to. And he probably ain't fond of eating pussy. All niggas ain't fond of eating pussy. So, if he didn't want to eat that pussy, you stepped out because you wanted to get you some dick. But you know what? You should have had you some exclusive dick. Or some dick that wasn't nobody know but you. Don't get told on. Y'all supposed to be eating at the hotel, bitch. Room service. Room service. And you supposed to threaten that nigga, if I ever see you approach me outside this room, I'ma cut your motherfucking throat, nigga. From the time I leave this hotel room, you know me, I am Papoose wife, nigga, and your boss. That's how you go treat me. So if I gave you some pussy, you keep it in the room. Once we leave the room, it's over with. I done had guys and women talk about shit. Nigga called her, they were co-workers. And he fucked her a little bit, and he tried to call her. She said, what the fuck you doing calling me? Oh, I can't call you. I thought I was your man. You my man at work, nigga. I'm not at work. When I come to work, then you my man. Don't you fucking call me, nigga, if I ain't at work. Damn, it's like that? Yeah, it's like that, nigga. Fuck you talking about? You know I got a husband. But people will step out, you know, and be doing the most. That's why when I had a chick on the side, listen, I trained her, bitch, hey, if I don't come around, you don't have to call me or do none of that. I'm going to make contact with you, you know. And then I met another chick. She liked it me so much because she said I had something to lose too. I had a woman. She had a significant other. I didn't blow up her phone or none of that. She like, She said, Shrimp, I tried this with somebody else. That nigga was calling me in the middle of the night. And I'm like, this nigga been got me killed by my husband. I'm like, yeah. You can blame it on him, but you got something to do with it too. You know what I mean? And your pussy done got a little loose, you know. Your pussy too friendly, bitch. That's what's going on, you know. That's what's going on. And you like me because I got a woman and I ain't trying to stalk you. Okay, well, that's on you, man. You feel me? It's your boy G Shrimp, everybody, Fade Baby Daddy, Worcester Street. I'm going to plant you now, dig you later. I'm out of here. Hey, 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 hey.